By Liberty Mutual Insurance.
I'm Deborah Rodriguez in New York. Almost a week after Hurricane Ian blasted ashore, desperation is setting in Florida.
You lose your house, you lose your neighborhood, your whole town, your friends, your community is just gone.
Temple Condon lives in Lee County, where more than half of the confirmed 103 storm-related deaths occurred. Correspondent Chris Van Cleve from Fort Myers Beach.
Frustration is mounting for many. Gas, power, and water remain in short supply. The entire city of Fort Myers Beach has now been closed even to residents so crews can focus on searching for survivors. And it is not easy. There are buildings that have been tossed about, mountains of rubble, and perhaps somewhere in all of this mess, people.
More than 2,000 have been rescued. Crews are still out searching for more survivors and victims. North Korea sent a mid-range ballistic missile over Japan and into the Pacific Ocean for the first time in 5 years. Asia expert Ralph Casa.
I think these are the types of missiles that they would use if they want to attack Okinawa, and I think it reaches Guam. They also have the ICBMs, which presumably could reach Hawaii, maybe even parts of the mainland U.S., but they haven't tested that in a while.
Ukrainian forces are pushing farther into areas seized by Russia to recapture more territory, including Lyman, where bodies of Russian soldiers lie in the streets today. CBS's Nora O'Donnell spoke with CIA Director William Burns.
Putin cornered. Putin, who feels his back against the wall, can be quite dangerous and reckless. He thinks he can tough it out.
Donald Trump has a new beef with a TV news channel. CBS's Matt Piper has the details.
Former President Trump is suing CNN for $475 million, claiming defamation, saying the network has been attempting to smear him for years.
This is CNN Breaking News.
The lawsuit says the news network has labeled him an insurrectionist and a racist, and says the term "the big lie" has been used nearly 8,000 times since January 2021.
Gas prices are shooting up again on the West Coast. AAA says they hit a new high of almost $6.47 a gallon yesterday in L.A. The national average today, $3.80 a gallon. This time last year, it was at $3.20. 3 physicists, one from California, the others from France and Austria, have been awarded the Nobel for scientific breakthroughs.
They received the prize for experiments with entangled photons, establishing the violation of Bell inequalities and pioneering quantum information science.
Dow futures up 416. This is CBS News.
Liberty Mutual customizes your car and home insurance, so you only pay for what you need. Visit libertymutual.com to learn more. Do you know? And Doug.
Hey, listener. Welcome to Limu's Karaoke Lounge, where Liberty Mutual customizes your car insurance so you only pay for what you need, and the music never stops. Hit it.
There's an emu with a full-time job. His partner's Doug, but Limu's the heartthrob. Grubs and worms, that's what Limu eats. Gotta fuel up to save you money and hit the streets.
Only pay for what you need at libertymutual.com.
Liberty, 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 liberty. O'Reilly.
Protect your vehicle's engine with Syntec and O'Reilly Auto Parts. Syntec Premium Full Synthetic Motor Oil is formulated for today's engines to dissipate heat and reduce friction and wear. Right now, get 5 quarts of Syntec Full Synthetic and a MicroGuard Select Oil Filter for just $33.99. Try Syntec today, exclusively at O'Reilly Auto Parts.
O'Reilly Auto Parts.
Abortion access is expanding in the Midwest.
Planned Parenthood says it will use a 37-foot RV as a mobile abortion clinic in Illinois. It will travel to the borders of adjoining states that have banned abortions since the Supreme Court overturned Roe v. Wade.
The mobile abortion clinic is a way to reduce travel times and distances in order to meet patients at the Illinois border. This will make a dramatic impact on their access.
Dr. Colleen McNicholas is with Planned Parenthood in St. Louis. Jim Crisula, CBS News.
Too early? It never hurts to get advance notice on Christmas tree prices, and you can guess they're expected to be way up thanks to inflation. Tree farm operating costs, including everything from labor and materials to shipping, have increased. An industry survey suggests a wholesale price hike of as much as 20% over last year. Here's good news, though. The harvest looks plentiful. Deborah Rodriguez, CBS News.
Chest up, engage your core, dig
At
deep.
Misty's gym, boot camp gets pretty close to the real thing.
Stack those plates like
She wants to spot a personal trainer with a military background.
I can cover this week's boot camp, but we need someone staff. Isn't your cousin a Marine?
Indeed can help her hire great people fast.
I need Indeed.
Indeed you do. We instantly connect you with quality candidates whose resumes on Indeed match your job description. Visit Indeed.com/credit and get $75 towards your first sponsored job. Terms and conditions apply.
Oil investments involve a high degree of risk and actual results may vary. Are you getting hit hard by the IRS and worried about all your profit going to pay for taxes? Make an investment that can potentially pay you passive income for up to 20 or more years, and it will provide a 100% write-off on your taxes in the first year. That's the sound of a producing oil well and the sound of a smart investment. If you are a SEC-accredited investor, you can take advantage of Encore Energy's projects. Call for a free consultation, 800-278-7455, 1-800-278-7455.
Injuries and illnesses that require immediate attention can happen anytime, any day of the week. That's why TJ Urgent Care is open daily, 7 a.m. to 7 p.m. Their team of doctors and nurse practitioners are highly trained in caring for your family's urgent health care needs. With on-site lab, radiology, and pharmacy, TJ Urgent Care provides the ultimate convenience. No appointment is needed, and TJ Urgent Care is open 7 days a week. TJ Urgent Care, located at the TJ Health Pavilion in Glasgow. TJ Urgent Care, total local care.
Have you heard about the new online home for the Glasgow EPB? Well, it isn't just a new-looking website. It's a whole new way to manage your Glasgow EPB services. At the all-new GlasgowEPB.com, you can take care of paying your bill online like always, but you can also request or transfer your Glasgow EPB services, access customer support guides, easily sign up for GEPB alerts, and learn about all available products and programs. So check it out today, GlasgowEPB.com.
You know you can depend on WCLU for local news on the air, online, on demand at WCLUradio.com.
Well, what day is it? I'm going to tell you what. It is the 4th day of October. Good morning live from WCLU. And a little bit on the frisky side out there, we'll say it. We're at 41 degrees. Chillier sort of a start than we've had in the last several days. 41. We'll look where we're going here in a minute. But at 6:07, first things first, I send out some warm happy birthday greetings here. Who is celebrating on October the 4th? So far, this is our first round of things, but we've got Ben Jackson having a birthday today, Jennifer Logston, Bots Walker, Bob Stone, Donald Edwards, Pam Wingfield, Austin Maroney, Briley Grace Jesse is turning 6 today, Corey Witcher has a birthday, it's Mike Paget, Yvonne Bartley, Ashley McFarland with a birthday. Ashley, your dad called up to wish you a happy birthday today. One anniversary. It is a silver anniversary, number 25, for a very nice couple. It is Ron and Cindy Bowman. Congratulations. 651-9149, 800-956-1023, and online we're here for you at WCLUradio.com. For birthdays and anniversaries, we are here, and we are pretty much ready to roll into the forecast. And it's 41 degrees. I need to tell you about that. Let's look at the wording of the forecast today. Pretty simple. A sunny day in 73. A clear night tonight in 42. We've got a sunny Wednesday coming up, too, and a high of 75. Wednesday night clear, low of 47. On Thursday, a sunny day and a high up to 81 degrees. Let's see. It's all quiet on the constant coverage studio radar screen this morning. As I told you, we're at 41 degrees, but out of curiosity, I did some checking. The coldest place in Kentucky is not all that far from here. Somerset, that's right. Somerset, I guess because of their geographic location, is the coldest place in Kentucky this morning at 34 degrees. So if you're headed east, you're headed into some cooler weather for sure, but we're at 41 here in downtown Glasgow this morning. Barometer's at 30.19, 100% humidity, northeast winds at 4 miles an hour. No precip in the bucket, as you might expect. It is 6:10. We continue with the full information live and local morning show, WCLU. And Brennan Crane has local news coming up straight ahead. Y'all stay with us.
Being a small business owner has changed a great deal in recent days. Whatever stage of small business you're in, you need an experienced financial partner to work for you. Derek Staples at U.S. Bank is a small business specialist that you can count on to help you with creative ways to deal with the challenges you may have. U.S. Bank is in a great position to meet those needs. Talk to Derek Staples today at 270-659-3271 and take the next step in managing your business. Member FDIC.
The I didn't realize you liked me that way deal. Because it's one thing to receive McDonald's, but an entirely other thing to know that they woke up early to face the world and bring you McDonald's breakfast still hot in the bag.
Appreciate you.
Get 2 of your breakfast favorites for only $5. Crispy chicken biscuit, sausage McMuffin with egg, or sausage, egg, and cheese McGriddles. Only at McDonald's. Limited time only. Prices and participation may vary. Single item at regular price. Cannot be combined with any other offer.
Ba-da-ba-ba-ba.
People come to Hurt Auto Sales because the selection is here. They know they're going to find what they're looking for, and today is no different. Isn't that right, Bobby Lee?
We've always got some really good prices on some nice-looking cars.
Well, surprise us, will you?
We got a 2016 Buick Encore, small SUV, really sharp ride, only $16,900. An 02 Porsche Boxer, convertible, classy-looking ride, $16,900.
That Porsche Boxer is a classy one.
Got a 2015 Hyundai Velociter, 3-door, hatchback, sunroof, great gas mileage. Price for just $11,900.
You're lowballing everything on this lot.
We sure are, Henry. Got a 2010 Buick Lucerne, 4-door sedan, local trade, nice ride, $6,900.
This is the place because there are more satisfied customers that have that Hurt Auto Sales label on the back of their vehicle, and I got to tell you, Bobby Lee smiles about that.
That's right, and always remember, no pain when you trade with Hurt.
All right, thank you, Bobby Lee. 6:12, before we get into the newsroom, another anniversary. It's exactly like the one we had before. It's a different couple. It's another silver wedding anniversary today. It is Jason and Sherry Perry. I just hung up the phone from learning that Jason and Sherry Perry are also celebrating their 25th wedding anniversary today. Congratulations.
Well, good morning. It's Tuesday, October 4th, 2022. 41 degrees now, 612 at WCLU. A little chilly out there this morning, but that's the way it's been the last few days. And looking ahead toward today, another gorgeous day in store. Highs there not really even getting to the mid-70s. That might feel that way in some of those places. But again, just keep that in mind as we move through today. As we go toward the end of the week, actually, even a bit of a cool down in store for that as well. In local news today, Glasgow Police says they'll be hosting a free community basketball game next Monday, and this is to commemorate the National Faith and Blue Weekend national event. Now, the game will be hosted at the Heroes Center here in Glasgow. That's also home of the Boys and Girls Club. That's located at 100 Cheatham Street, and it begins at 6:30 p.m. Again, this is going to be happening next Monday evening. That's October 10th. Now, this game, it will consist of local law enforcement officers, firefighters, and community leaders, and the game is free of charge, but any donations made that evening, they'll be going toward the Ralph Bunch Community Center. Now, Faith and Blue Weekend, it is a national event, we understand, with activities in communities across the country. It does seek to bring together law enforcement and area residents to build connections and create mutual understanding. Glasgow Police saying in a news release, quote, "The purpose of National Faith and Blue Weekend is to create safer and stronger communities by connecting law enforcement officers and the residents they protect and serve." Unquote. For more information, you're urged to contact info@faithandblue.org. Well, yesterday, some big news was handed down from Frankfort for Metcalfe County. Lieutenant Governor Jacqueline Coleman announcing $1.5 million in funding to 4 projects there in Metcalfe County to improve infrastructure by providing clean water and constructing a new food bank distribution center. Coleman saying, quote, "Today we announced funding that's going to keep moving Kentucky forward. When we invest in clean water infrastructure and ensure people can easily get the food they need, we're making sure Kentucky families can live the best and healthiest lives possible, unquote. Now, here are those projects. The first one is for the George K. Bowling Park Food Pantry Project. The Lieutenant Governor awarding $986,000 in Community Block Development Grant Coronavirus Response Funds to the county, and they're going to be constructing a new food bank distribution center there, and it'll be located at George K. Bowling Park in Edmonton. Now, along with constructing a new food bank, Bowling Park will resurface the parking and distribution lot at the current food pantry. Bowling Park is not only a food pantry service provider, but they also provide free public meeting rooms as well as some other amenities. They'll also be getting money to go toward the Rockland Mills Road waterline extension. The Lieutenant Governor announcing there the approval of $84,210, and that's from the Cleaner Water Program. Now, this is going to be funding the Green Taylor Water District, and they're constructing 8,000 feet of water line along Rockland Mills Road, and that project, it'll be providing service to 7 previously unserved homes that customers and any future Kentuckians are at in the area. Now, again, just as a point of note here, some folks across this area still do not have running water in their homes. There are still, of course, some folks using well water and other folks having other means to get that. So there are still plenty of projects underway, even here in Barron County, where they're going to be making some different adjustments to get some folks some running water into their homes. And finally, the other projects that the Lieutenant Governor announced yesterday, it was the City of Edmonton and Metcalfe County water line extensions. She announced the approval of $497,961,000 in cleaner water project funding there. And again, that's going to the City of Edmonton. They're going to be constructing water lines along Gordon Branch Road and Chris Harper Road. And, of course, any of the other things you can read about at our website. It's WCLUradio.com. Well, don't forget, it's been going on all summer long and now into the fall. It's called the Cave Country Trails Challenge, and the 5th challenge for 2022 is here, and it's bringing the chance to win a package from the partners there at Glasgow Barron County Tourism Commission, Park City Tourism, and Cave City Tourism. Now, of course, this is a joint effort by local tourism committees and local entities there in each of the counties around here, and they have been doing this, like I said, all summer long, and now into the fall. Each month, they've been essentially requiring you simply to go to social media and post a picture and tag that hashtag Cave Country Trails Challenge. Now, of course, this month, you're urged to do something in Barron County and post about it, and then you will have your name put into a drawing to win some different things. So the prize package for this month, it's from Green Street Gifts. There's included in there a Mammoth Cave hat and bug spray. Off the Square will be contributing lemon citronella natural repellent stick, Public Good sunscreen, and lavender thorn bug bite bug spray. They'll also be having a number of things from the Empty Nest, Boutique Unique, and Barron River Lake State Park. They'll be providing a one-night stay in the lodge room and 1 free round of golf plus the cart for 2 people. That's a $164 value. And there's a number of other things there across the entire county. A one-night overstay at the Grand Victorian Inn in Park City, as well as some food items there and some different souvenirs. So again, there are plenty of people contributing to this, and all they ask that you do is you go to post or tag in the month of October a post that you have been at a Kentucky State Park and put Cave Country Trails Challenge. It doesn't necessarily have to be here in Barron County. You can do that one time there on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, or TikTok. Tag it, and they'll put your name in that drawing to consider you an entry. And child abuse cases in the state, they dropped between 2019 and 2020, but Kentucky still ranks 5th among states for incidents of child maltreatment. That's according to the latest federal data. Nadia Ramlagan reports on how to spot those warning signs.
As a pediatrician specializing in child abuse cases with the University of Kentucky's Division of Forensic Medicine, Dr. Kelsey Gregory says the medical community uses what's known as the 10-4 rule. That's identifying bruising on the torso, ears, and neck on children under age 4, and bruising anywhere on an infant as a red flag. She adds, in Kentucky, state law requires all adults to report suspected cases of abuse.
Anyone someone has the ability to intervene on the behalf of a child by making a report to either DCBS or law enforcement, and really identifying those children early and intervening with those agencies really has the potential of preventing serious harm and death.
In addition to the 10-4 rule, experts have developed FACES P, which stands for frenulum, the tissue that connects the mouth to gums, the angle of the jaw, cheek, eyelid, and sclera, or whites of the eyes, and P for patterned injuries on a child's skin, as other warning signs. This week, COSAIR Charities and the Face It movement are hosting free virtual and in-person training on the 10-4 FACES P bruising rule. For more information, visit faceitmovement.org. Nadia Ramlagan reporting.
Important information there. Again, you'll be able to hear that story next hour. We'll have that at our website, WCLUradio.com. No activity on this morning's 911 report. It's 6:20 now, 41 degrees. When we return, a look at your news from around the state and local traffic impacts that are in the area this week. Right here. Stay tuned.
To help you navigate the road to good health. We are your headquarters for all types of equipment and supplies to let you recuperate at home, and we keep up with all the changes. So let us file the paperwork for insurance reimbursement. Hatchet Home Medical's huge showroom and warehouse on Park Avenue in Glasgow lets us stock what you need, and our trained technicians are courteous and helpful when setting up and instructing you or your caretakers. We feature a 24-hour on-call phone number to help in emergencies. And remember, all healthcare professionals, Hatchet's Home Medical has the area's largest selection of nurses' uniforms and supplies, featuring the best of name brands. Whether you need a wheelchair, walker, hospital bed, or other assistive device, the name to remember is Hatchet Home Medical in the Park Avenue Shopping Center in Glasgow. Phone 651-9551.
When you or a loved one have been seriously injured in a wreck, it feels like you're losing control.
Bills are piling up. Your injuries may be preventing you from working. Don't leave your future in the hands of the insurance company.
They'll take advantage of you.
Call Hughes & Coleman today. We've been fighting to get our clients the most money possible for over 35 years.
Control starts with a call. Hughes & Coleman, 800-800-4600.
Principal office in Bowling Green, Kentucky. Services may be performed by others.
Everyone has the right to control their own future.
This is not the case if you've been seriously injured in a car wreck or a big truck wreck. The insurance companies will take advantage of you.
We've recovered over $1 billion for our clients.
We're passionate about getting big dollar results for our clients.
Control starts with a call. Hughes & Coleman, 800-800-4600.
Principal office in Bowling Green, Kentucky. Services may be performed by others. Over $1 billion recovered for our clients in Kentucky and Tennessee.
Welcome back into WCLU Local News this morning. It's Tuesday, October 4th now, 41 degrees. It's 6:23. In local traffic impacts this week, starting in Barron County, that continuing project along Kentucky 90, it's still going. And again, remember, the Kentucky Transportation Cabinet has said that maybe next spring that project will be complete. That's at least where they're eyeing currently. That's along Kentucky 90, or as many people know, Burkesville Road, and that's going on approximately there from the Fallen Timber Creek Bridge, or pretty much there near Nobob Road, all the way out to the Metcalfe County line. And they are creating an entire bypass around the 88 community. Residents there on Moore Road, you need to know one thing. Access to Moore Road from Kentucky 90, it is temporarily severed, or meaning that it's temporarily blocked as the new road alignment is constructed in this area. Residents along Moore Road can use Kentucky 839, Chenoweth Road, or Wilborn Road as an alternate route. Also, folks on South Fork Road, look out this week. A highway safety improvement project along Kentucky 2207 from Bales Road to extending north there to the US 31E area. That will continue. This resurfacing project is making improvements improvements to roadside features, including curved super elevations, drainage structures, roadside slopes, shoulders, and ditches. Motorists should expect flaggers in that area. And finally, along Roseville Road this week, a pavement repair project and resurfacing. It's going on there. That's beginning at the north end of Skaggs Creek Bridge and extends all the way north to the intersection with US 31E crossing there. Crews will begin with pavement repairs and pipe replacement. So again, expect flaggers in that area. If you're in Metcalfe County this week along Mosby Ridge Road, a project there, it continues. They're replacing a bridge along that roadway. It has closed the road at the bridge over East Fork Little Barren River, and that bridge is expected to reopen, they said, in mid-September. So again, perhaps it's still going on in that area. And finally, along Glasgow Road from mile points 5 to 6.3, they are resurfacing that area. That's along US 68, or as folks here in Glasgow call that, Edmonton Road, or an Edmonton-Glasgow Road, beginning with Depp Road and extending east to Kentucky 3234. Crews are expected to be working both day and night in that area to get that rapidly completed. And in other news this hour, Democrat Charles Booker has railed against Republican U.S. Senator Rand Paul as a barrier to progress in a solo appearance on a statewide television. Booker touted his plans to expand health care access, defended his support for abortion rights, and said policymakers must deal with climate chaos that he linked to monster storms. With about a month left in the fall campaign, the Democratic Senate challenger had the stage to himself during the half-hour candidate program Monday evening on KET. Paul was invited to debate Booker, but he did not participate. Paul seeking a third Senate term in November. 6:26 now, 41 degrees. Have a great Tuesday.
Catch Brennan Crane's local news coverage weekdays exclusively on WCLU Radio. Good Morning Live at WCLUradio.com and Facebook.
This is the Kentucky News Network.
A former Scott County coroner who pleaded guilty to perjury last month will not be spending any time in prison. John Goebel was sentenced Monday to 1 year, and that was probated for 5 years. Goebel was arrested 4 years ago, charged with being part of a scheme to illegally buy and sell Kentucky State Police guns and ammunition. The judge says the probation sentence was due to Goebel's lack of criminal history. Goebel's attorney, Fred Peters.
This is the first time Mr. Goebel's ever been in trouble, including the federal thing, which involved the same set of facts. His health is not very well. He's 69 years of age, and he has resigned, so I think the sentence was very appropriate.
Former Kentucky state lawmaker Robert Goforth, pleading guilty to health care fraud and money laundering, will be spending 2 years in prison and paying nearly $3 million in restitution. That for the prescriptions at the pharmacy he owned. Federal prosecutors say those prescriptions were never picked up, but were sold again. Rand Paul is sticking to ads instead of debates. The Kentucky senator did not show up for a debate against his political opponent, Charles Booker, last night. The pair were both invited to appear on the broadcast of Kentucky Educational Television ahead of November's election, but Booker was the only one who took part. Paul instead chose to air a new campaign ad during the broadcast, accusing Booker of wanting to defund the police. Booker used the solo platform to call Paul an obstacle and barrier to Kentucky's progress that needs to be removed, as well as saying he stokes racism and division. Data continues to show a decline in COVID in the Bluegrass State. The Kentucky positivity rate fell even further in the last week. I'm Sean McCormick.
This is the Kentucky News Network.
But the courage of college athletes is more than matched by another group of young men, the boys fighting Duchenne muscular dystrophy. It's the most prolific genetic killer diagnosed in childhood, and there's no cure. But college football coaches are doing something about it, and you can help. It's called Coach to Cure MD. Text the word CURE to 501501 to donate $25 on your next mobile phone bill, or go online at CoachToCureMD.org. Text the word CURE to 501501 today. Help college football coaches cure MD. You'll be proud you did.
Brought to you by the American Football Coaches Association.
For over 25 years, Window World has provided quality products for homeowners around the country. Every window we sell is custom made for optimal energy efficiency and superior durability. Plus, the vinyl finish means they will never need painting. Just like our windows, entry doors from Window World are made to last, featuring a durable composite frame that will never rot. When it comes time to replace your windows or doors, trust Window World. Call 270-780-9600.
Simply the best for less. Window World. In my family, I'm the planner. From the weekly grocery list to the family vacation, everything, all the details. Though planning for the end was something I left off my list. Then a friend told me about South Central Kentucky Monuments in Glasgow. She said even though it wasn't on her to-do list, seeing them was one of the best planning decisions she'd ever made. South Central Kentucky Monuments showed her the different options they have available, even an image of the finished monument. And since South Central Kentucky Monuments does all the stone carving in-house, it cost much less than she expected. They made the process easy to create the exact memorial she wanted. So my husband and I made a plan to see them. We are so happy with our decision. We encouraged our family and friends to do the same. It'll be the best planning decision you ever make.
Buy direct and save money at South Central Kentucky Monuments at the corner of East Front Street and Columbia Avenue. Family owned in Glasgow since 2010.
You're listening to Good Morning Live here from WCLU. It is 6:31 and a nippy 41 degrees here from the studios of WCLU. In area funeral announcements at this hour, Steve Allen Fuzzy Perry, age 71, of Cave City, died Sunday at the Med Center in Bowling Green. He managed several properties around Cave City. He also loved recycling metal. He served as a member of the Cave City Volunteer Fire Department for many years, and he worked endless hours renovating the new Patton Funeral Home's Cave City Chapel. He was a member of the Heartland General Baptist Church. He is survived by a sister, Linda Moore of Indiana, special friend that he considered a daughter, Beth Hayes of Cave City. Grandchildren, Sarah Hayes, Clayton Colton, and Waylon Winchester. A dear friend, Jonathan Wood of Cave City. The funeral service for Steve Allen Fuzzy Perry will be at 3 Saturday at the Patton Funeral Home's Cave City Chapel, interment in the Cave City Cemetery. Visitation begins at 11 o'clock on Saturday morning. Martha Logston Garman Thomas, age 68, of Glasgow, died Sunday at NHC Healthcare Center. She was a child care provider and a member of the Wisdom Faith Church. Martha's love for the Lord and her family was her testimony. She is survived by her husband, Doug Thomas, 3 children, Mark David Garman, Kimberly Fisher, and Jenny Garman Thomas, 2 stepchildren, Amber Westmoreland and Megan Thomas, 2 sisters, Sarah Hornback and Ann Wheeler, 1 brother, Andy Logston, and several grandchildren. The funeral service for Martha Logston Garman Thomas will be Wednesday at 3 at Hatcher and Sadler Funeral Home, burial in the Cedar Grove Cemetery. Visitation begins today at 1 p.m. Shirley Wright Smith, age 86, of Glasgow, died Sunday at her residence. She was a homemaker and a member of the Canmore Baptist Church. She is survived by a daughter, Mary Ellen Simmons, a granddaughter, Shelby Smith Johnson, a great-grandchild, J.C. Smith Johnson, 1 sister, Bennett Pence, longtime caregiver, Wanda Long. The funeral service for Shirley Wright Smith will be at 1 today at the Brooks Funeral Home, with interment in the Horse Cave Cemetery. Memorial contributions can be made to the Horse Cave Cemetery for cemetery upkeep. Funeral services for Thelma Dean Kingery Cunningham, 82, of Tompkinsville, will be tomorrow afternoon at 1 at Yoakley Tribble Funeral Home, burial in the White Cemetery. Visitation begins tonight at 5 p.m. Memorial service for Sierra Bragg, age 32, of Lucas, will be at 2 o'clock Wednesday at the Old Zion Methodist Church. Visitation begins tonight at 5 p.m. at the church. Funeral services for Ralph Wendell Bell, 78, of Hardyville, will be at 1 o'clock Wednesday at the Brooks Funeral Home. Burial to follow in the Horse Cave Municipal Cemetery. Visitation begins today at 4 p.m. Funeral services for Ella Nita Hunt, age 90, of Glasgow, will be today at 1 o'clock at A.F. Crow & Son Funeral Home. Burial in the Glasgow Municipal Cemetery. Services for Mildred Norris Huckleby Combs, 84, of Tompkinsville, will be held at 1 o'clock today at McMurtry Funeral Home in Summer Shade. Burial to follow in the Bethlehem Cemetery in in Monroe County. Services for Pamela Jean Sterrett, age 66, of Albany, will be tonight at 5 at Chestnut Grove Community Church at Burkesville. Burial will be in Indiana. The Norris New Funeral Home is in charge. Services for Herman Roten, age 83, will be out at 2 o'clock today at the Bartley & Sons Funeral Home. Burial will follow in the Moore Cemetery in Moss, Tennessee. Funeral services for Edna M. Logston, age 97, of Cub Run, will be at 11 o'clock today in the chapel of the Seagull Funeral Home. Burial in the Logston Family Cemetery at Center Point. Obituary information is available 24 hours a day free at WCLUradio.com and on the WCLU app. There's no login is necessary.
Most people will hesitate before planning a funeral in advance.
The funeral? We'll arrange that when the time comes.
But there's a lot to be said for advance planning. For one thing, you have the peace of mind of knowing that your arrangements have all been made. You can consider the options when your mind is clear. And you'll have the relief of knowing that your loved one will be well cared for. A.F. Crow & Son Funeral Home, a celebration of love.
It's important to know you can send unique designs at a price you can afford when you send a design created by Jeff's Country Florist. And if you can't seem to find that one-of-a-kind unique gift, then come see us at Jeff's Country Florist. These great designs and gifts are available for local delivery or in-store pickup. Stop by and browse our showroom at 4911 Scottsville Road in Glasgow. We're open Monday through Friday, 9 till 5, Saturdays, 9 till noon. Let's talk. 270-678-3575. There's only one Jeff's Country Florist.
This WCLU weather update brought to you by Southern States.
One thing's for sure, seasons do change. We might not be able to predict the date of the next cold snap, but at Southern States, in business since 1923, we've seen some patterns. We're ready to fill your tanks and make sure you won't be chilled out by the seasonal changes. Southern States is ready to help you with seed and fertilizer for your pastures and your home lawns. We just love helping our customers prepare for the next season. We're Southern States, 300 Sampson Street in Glasgow.
Protect your investment in your clothes and your image by having your clothes professionally dry cleaned at Key Cleaners in Glasgow. The Catron family has years of experience in caring for the most delicate of garments, as well as drapes and sheers, spreads and comforters, with convenient hours of 6:45 to 5:30 Monday through Friday and Saturday 8 till 1. Key 1-hour cleaners, Happy Valley Road, Glasgow, where we accept Visa and MasterCard.
Well, if you've been outside and you said, man, it's chilly out there today, you were correct. It is 41 degrees as we hit the floor running here today. Mr. Sun is going to rebound us up to 73 for the high today. Tonight's going to be clear, low of 42. Sunny on Wednesday, a high of 75. Wednesday night, clear, low of 47. And Thursday, sunshine, 81 degrees for the high temperatures. Not exactly frost on the pumpkin side, but as I did note earlier this hour, the coldest spot in Kentucky is not very far from here. We're at Somerset, Kentucky. Somerset wins the Early Morning Cold Spot Award at 34 degrees over there in Pulaski County. Pressure's up at 3019, 100% humidity. Northeast winds about 4 miles an hour. Dry rain bucket this morning. 6:38 and 41 degrees on WCLU. The weather brought to you by your friends at Southern States Glasgow Cooperative. Let's get caught up on the Morning Ag.
I'm Nicole Heslop with Ag Headline News. I'm Brownfield. Plant more predictability with Pivot Bio Proven 40. Predictable, productive, weatherproof. Turn to better nitrogen. Turn to Pivot Bio Proven 40. Learn more at pivotbio.com. The USDA is reporting corn and soybean harvest both made solid advances last week, but are a little behind their normal pace. We'll have more news next on Brownfield.
Hello everyone, this is Joe and Rachel Dotson from Best One Tire in Glasgow.
We wanted to personally thank you for supporting our tire and repair business at 100 Shawn Lane.
Many of our customers come to us for ag and truck tire, but did you know we are capable of serving any size car or pickup?
With over 300 stores behind us, our buying power means we can pass on to you the very best pricing in our area.
We have many tires and tubes in stock, and we can do alignments on just about anything that rolls.
I was raised in Metcalfe County. After being away away for a few years, Joe and I brought our family back to the area. And nothing brings us greater pleasure than servicing our neighbors when they are broke down in the field or on the road. We are here for you. We want to help you by taking the stress out of buying your next tires. We will work with any budget, anytime.
Come in and find out why we are the fastest growing tire company in Glasgow. We love this business. We love this town. Pretty soon you will be coming to our new store out on Highway 90 right here in Glasgow.
Best One Tire and Service, creating one Raving fan at a time.
The Association of Equipment Manufacturers is urging elected officials to support pro-manufacturing policies ahead of the midterm elections. Kip Eideberg is the Senior Vice President of Government and Industry Relations with AEM.
We're making the case that they need to make a strong argument for how they are going to help strengthen American manufacturing, bolster supply chains, invest in the American worker, and ensure our continued global competitiveness.
And more than a dozen commercial turkey facilities in Minnesota have reported cases of highly pathogenic avian flu during September. Minnesota Turkey Growers Association Executive Director Ashley Coles says this year's outbreak is somewhat similar to 2015.
What's changed since 2015 is the understanding of how to respond to high-path AI.
2 more cases of the disease were confirmed in Nebraska on Monday. I'm Nicole Heslop with Brownfield.
It's fall, and that means football. Yes! Our favorite teams are ready to play. It's also time to make sure you have the fastest internet. SCRTC has internet speeds up to 1 gig for fiber customers. And don't miss your favorite team this season when they play on TV. Ask about SCRTC's digital cable, including the sports package, which is now streaming with the MyStream TV app. Now, go cheer on your favorite team this football season and let SCRTC keep you in the game with internet, phone, TV, and security this season. Yes!
All right, and we really appreciate the good folks at Best One Tire sponsoring this excellent look, perfect time of day to look at agriculture as we enjoy what Brownfield has to report in the way of ag information each and every day. We have some things to report birthday-wise today, too, and let me just get rolling right here. Today we have Lily Sherfy having a birthday. Happy birthday, Lily. Ashley McFarland, your dad called in to wish you a happy birthday. It is Yvonne Bartley, Mike Paget, Corey Witcher, Briley Grace Jesse. We understand that Briley Grace is 6 today. And now get this, Briley Grace's great-great-grandmother called in her happy 6th birthday today. What a special treat that is to have your great-great-grandmother call your 6th birthday in. Austin Maroney celebrates, so does Pam Wingfield. Donald Edwards celebrates. Bob Stone, Bots Walker. It is Jennifer Logston's birthday. How about Mr. Ben Jackson having a birthday today? We have 2 couples having anniversaries, got married on the same day in the same year. Listen to this. We have Ron and Cindy Bowman. It is their 25th wedding anniversary today. Jason and Sherry Perry. Today, their 25th wedding anniversary. What can you say about that but congratulations here on this 4th day of October. 651-9149, 800-956-1023, and online we're here, WCLUradio.com. Hey, we're patting on the back today Kay Shipley. Now, she was nominated to be Good as Gold for 2 reasons. She's a nice neighbor and a great friend. What better reason to pat somebody on the back and remind them that they are as good as gold? And that's exactly what is happening today to Kay Shipley. And that's just one of the things that we do here on patting folks on the back. Don't have to have a celebration other than somebody that's a nice neighbor and a friend like Kay Shipley. You pat her on the back and remind her of that from WCLU and a little taste of Texas, y'all, where they're going to be celebrating all day long.
This is Bart Warren for the South Green Street Church of Christ. I invite you to live today in light of this. Let not your hearts be troubled. Believe in God, believe also in me. In my Father's house are many rooms. If it were not so, would I have told you that I go to prepare a place for you? And if I go and prepare a place for you, I will come again, and I will take you to myself, that where I am you may be also. And you know the way to where I'm going. Thomas said to him, Lord, we don't know where you're going. How can we know the way? Jesus said to him, I am the way, the truth, and the life. No one comes to the Father except through me. If you had known me, you would have also known my Father. From now on, you do know him, and you've seen him. This is John chapter 14, verses 1 through 7. This has been Bart Warren for the South Green Street Church of Christ.
Thank you, Bart. 644 here at WCLU and 41 degrees. And let me tell you about a few things you want to know about here today. For example, we've got the Caverna Kiwanis Club meeting tonight. It's a bi-monthly meeting at 6 p.m. at the Caverna High School Library. We also have the DAV assisting disabled veterans with their claims this morning starting at 8 o'clock, continuing until noon. That's going to be down at the Lyra B. Mitchell Clubhouse. Then also today, it's the T.J. Sampson Stroke Ahead Support Group meeting. That's going to be at 4:30 this afternoon. It's open for people who have had a stroke or suffered some other type of brain trauma. Curious about that? Well, Miss Emily Grinstead will answer the phone this morning at 659-5650. And also, Hart County Farmers Market's going to crank it up today in the parking lot of the former Sullivan Building. That's going to be today and every Tuesday through October, 7 a.m. until 1 p.m.
The I didn't realize you liked me that way deal. Because it's one thing to receive McDonald's, but an entirely other thing to know that they woke up early to face the world and bring you McDonald's breakfast still hot in the bag.
Appreciate you.
Get 2 of your breakfast favorites for only $5. Crispy chicken biscuit, sausage McMuffin with egg, or sausage, egg, and cheese McGriddles. Only at McDonald's. Limited time only. Prices and participation may vary. Single item at regular price. Cannot be combined with any other offer.
Ba-da-ba-ba-ba.
Sounds good to me. Feeding America giveaway is today. I want you to listen to the specifics about this. This is a big deal. Feeding America. It's the giveaway today up at the Center Point Church parking lot at 12:30. This is the Center Church parking lot. Forget the Center Point part. It's the Center Church parking lot in Center, Kentucky. It's going to be at 12:30 today. You got to be present in order to get a box. If there's more than one family in a vehicle, please bring proof of multiple addresses. If the person with whom you want to pick up a box for is not present, you're welcome to get back in line to receive the second box for them by showing proof of their address. Please remain in your car with the trunk open. Remember, the blessing box is open to everybody. Those are real simple, rules to follow, and it makes sense to kind of maintain some order. But again, we do have these on our website, WCLUradio.com, but it's today in the Center Church parking lot, and that's going to be at 12:30 today. An excellent, excellent program that goes on around here. It's Feeding America. We're going to feed you some history right now. That's right, 100 years worth of things that got us to where we are and might explain where we're going. We'll talk about it. 647, Sam Terry, well-known historian who can help us piece all this together on the archives, but it's made possible by the folks who help you piece anything together. Particularly, they like a challenge, something that needs piecing together. They do it every day at Joseph A. Wade Industrial Hardware Services.
When there's work to be done, you get to it. And Joseph A. Wade Incorporated is here to help. They repair and make hydraulic hoses and repair hydraulic cylinders. If there's a problem, the Joseph A. Wade hydraulic team will help you find a solution. They're also a distributor for Croyle products. Plus, black and orange nitrile gloves are back in stock. Locally owned and operated, Joseph A. Wade Incorporated. Here to help since 1985. Located in the curve of Industrial Drive in Glasgow.
Joseph A. Wade Industrial Hardware Services welcomes you to the archives, and we welcome to the archives Mr. Sam Terry. Sam, how you doing?
I'm well. How are you today, Henry?
Well, I'm doing really good, and I urge people, do not forget, if you don't let it lay on the coffee table without checking it out, that last month's version of Kentucky Living, which has a tremendous article about our very own Sam Terry, talk about Sam Terry's Kentucky. It kind of explains a little bit about stuff, and you got to at least feel a little honored that they did that there, Sam. You got to be.
Well, certainly.
You're an humble guy, but hey, why not tell the truth? I think it's a neat idea they did that, and it certainly captures your skill set very well in that article. So don't let that one, just don't let it go to the recycling bin at all. Save it for future reference, all right? Sam, shall we go down memory lane?
Absolutely.
1922, the Glasgow Times. Guess what? It was sports season here. This story 100 years ago today. Football season opens here on October the 6th. Of course, we're like what? Coming into the fifth week of high school football this Friday. Football season is open again here in 1922 at hand, and the Glasgow High School has a Gridiron 11 worthy of its colors. The outfit has 15 new uniforms and a fast, heady, and hard-working team. Every man on the team has increased 50% in football tactics since last season. Tubby Jewell, our snappy quarterback, displays greater knowledge of the game, and we're sure others will do their part under his generalship of the team. It'll be piloted to many victorious combats. Bowling Green High will be here on Friday. The game time is 3 o'clock in the afternoon. Now, how about that? Of course, we had no lights on the football stadium, but what better way to wrap up the week than a 3 o'clock football game as the Bowling Green team. I guess they were the Purples there in 1922, but they were coming to town to take on the Glasgow High School Gridiron 11, Sam.
They were indeed, and I don't know what their mascot was in 1922. It may have been the Purple.
Could have been.
But Tubby Jewell, of course, later served as our sheriff.
Yes, he did.
Here in Barron County. And, very ably.
Nice man. I remember him just a little bit, but I remember him as a really jovial sort of a fella indeed. And I remember his wife, Miss Alice, quite well too, Sam, as I'm sure you do.
Certainly do. Lived right across the street.
Yeah. 1932 in the archives, the Glasgow Republican reports this headline means convicted. What does that mean? Well, the story is that Melvin H. Means, who shot Ralph Kennard on August the 2nd in Louisville, and from which Mr. Kennard came so near dying, was convicted in criminal court in Louisville and given a sentence of 90 days in jail and a fine of $500. Had it not been for the skill of Dr. Raymond Evans, formerly of Tompkinsville, Mr. Kennard would be in his grave, and Mr. Means would have been tried for murder. Among the Glasgowians attending the trial were Mr. and Ms. Kennard, John E. Richardson, and Judge Basil Richardson of Frankfort. Big story right there. You know it's a big local story when they report who the people were from this town who went to that town for the trial.
Well, they were. And of course, Ralph Kennard and his wife, Margaret, were there because he was the fellow who was shot, and she was in Jewish hospital when he was shot in Louisville, and her brother is John E. Richardson, who was one of our leading attorneys, and the namesake of Richardson Field out at Gorin Park, and Judge Basil Richardson was Ralph's grandfather. So it was all the family gathered there.
A lot of interest.
And if you're of a certain age, you remember the very well-known Gladys Kay's dress shop in Glasgow.
Yes.
And Gladys Kay was Ralph Kennard's sister.
Okay, I didn't know that. I'm glad to know that, though, because that was a staple around here for years and years and years.
It was indeed. And, so a whole network of folks that did a lot of interesting things in Glasgow.
Indeed, and we were keeping up with it here in the local newspaper for sure. This day in 1942, Mayor Wynne Davis, City Attorney John E. Richardson, Councilman Bruce Aspley, and Mr. E.L. Curley, the Secretary of the Chamber of Commerce, have negotiated a deal with the Highway Commissioner for transferring to the state certain streets in Glasgow which are part of the highway system. The states agreed to take over the Jackson Highway, both north and south, all four sides of the square, Columbia Avenue, which is now under construction here in 1942, and Main Street from Broadway to the west city limits. The state will assume control of the streets and, in conjunction with the city, will regulate parking and operation of traffic signals on such streets. That shows a big change here. You know, you remember back, it hadn't been all that many years prior to this that we were taking subscriptions on building the Jackson Highway. So here we are in 1942 with the work of the mayor and the city attorney and a councilman and the Chamber of Commerce. They were getting these streets to be put under the purview of state maintenance and state control in 1942, sir.
They were, and that's an important news story to have under your hat, because from time to time, you and I, in particular, having been associated with news, encounter people who don't understand why the city doesn't take care of certain streets.
That's right.
In our downtown area. Well, go back to 1942, and now you know it's the state that takes care of the streets around the square and those emanating off of it. So we gave up maintenance of that.
We didn't say, y'all take this over if you want to. They said, we're going to. And that kind of took our vote out of it, I guess. And you're right, a lot of folks don't understand that, but that's the way it is. This was the day in 1952. 10 more have been released from duty. This is interesting how this played out here in the Glasgow Times. In 1952, at least 10 more from this area have been released from duty for the 623rd Field Artillery Battalion under the Army's rotation plan. Corporal Ernest L. Pettigo, Corporal William E. Bowles, Corporal James T. Harrison, Corporal Freddie Jolly Jr., Private First Class Keith W. Norman, Corporal Maxie Flowers, Corporal Charles Page, and Private First Class Vernon D. Landers, all of Glasgow. Private First Class William Higdon of Lamb, and Private First Class Rondell B. DeVore of Lecta. Now, Corporal Pettigo, the son of Mr. and Miss John Pettigo, received the Army Commendation Ribbon with the medal pendant during the ceremony in Korea just before his departure. He was commended for meritorious service in connection with military operations against an armed enemy. Well, that's an excellent award indeed, but all these gentlemen served well with the 623rd here in 1952. Had that rotation plan. Y'all been there long enough, let's rotate some more in.
And all familiar names.
Yes, indeed.
We have known most of our lives.
That's right, we have, and have made a difference. They've come on. They came back home and kept on fighting for the community. 1962, the Daily Times reports the South Central unit of the Kentucky Hairdressers Association announced its new officers at the meeting held in the Flame Room of the Uptowner Hotel. I've forgotten that they had that room up there at the Uptowner called the Flame Room, Sam. But listen to these familiar names. Rutha Buckley's the president. Libby Bowles is the first vice president. Lois Jean Holton, the second vice president. Betty Lou Forrest, the past president. Elaine Veach, the treasurer. Gail Jackson, the historian. Leela Lobb, the financial secretary. And Brenda Jackson, the secretary. Those are some big names associated with the world of hairdressing around here, and you can see quite organized to have those folks in charge there with the Kentucky Hairdressers Association in 1962. 1972, this was the day, and I remember this. I think I was there. 60 youngsters participated in the annual punt, pass, and kick contest sponsored by the Glasgow Recreation Department and Gilly Hyde Ford Mercury. I remember that was held out actually at Richardson Field, if I'm remembering correctly. You had to be able to punt, you had to be able to pass, you had to be able to kick, and I just remember very little about it, but I remember just a little bit older than us, Mike Hyde. Of course, with his dad being Gilly Hyde, Mike was out there kind of running the tape and measuring the punts and making sure, the distance was right, helping for that punt, pass, and kick deal. That was something that people looked forward to around here for a number of years.
It was indeed. It was a very popular event.
1982, this was the day that Chicago Tylenol sales were banned as the 7th poisoning victim dies. You remember that Chicago Tylenol sales ban with that cyanide-tainted Tylenol showing up in a lot of places. Sort of an evil way to put havoc on a community for sure. And that was a big news story in 1982 for sure.
It certainly was, and it went on, as I recall, for months.
Yes, it did.
It was a headline on the nightly news every single day.
It was, it's like, we were underneath some sort of a spell of what sort of a crazed person, what would they come up with next? I'm glad we got away from that. This day in 1992, the news is that Casey Wood, a senior at Barron County High School, was crowned the homecoming queen during ceremonies at the school. She is the daughter of Mr. and Mrs. David Wood, a very lady honored to be chosen as the homecoming queen here in 1992 at BCHS. 2002, the news is, in the Barron County Progress, at Cordell Hull, Good Neighbor Week has been proclaimed as a part of the Roller Coaster Fair activities. I think that was a nice way to kind of tie in the historical Cordell Hull Highway and the Roller Coaster Fair, and one more reason to explain the importance of some of these historical facts, Sam.
It certainly was, and a lot of effort went into that for many years to get that event going, and of course it still continues today.
Yes,
but it's brought a lot of attention to all of the area involved in the Cordell Hull Highway and all of its communities thereon.
People look forward to it for sure. And finally, in 2012, the news is that Ralph Bunche alumni gathered for a banquet honoring the school's band. What a great heritage the Ralph Bunche School has had. How many youngsters' lives has it changed? And I'm just so glad that they get together and do such things as have a reunion for things like the band and other parts of the Ralph Bunche School. An excellent part of our history for sure. All right, Sam, that's what I have. What do you have?
I think that covers 100 years very
That's
well.
Right. We're going to work a little more, and we're going to be building toward the Harvest of History, which is this month, and we're going to be unveiling some of those who are going to be portraying parts in the Harvest of History, and we always look forward to that. Sam, thank you for being here today, sir.
It's always a pleasure, Henry.
Go out and take a deep breath of this fresh fall air, why don't you? It'll make your day. Okay. Sam Terry, he's here on behalf of Joseph A. Wade Industrial Hardware Services.
The Glasgow Police Department, we strongly believe in outreach and getting involved with our community.
Obviously, we're doing more than just out in the community writing tickets. We're here for the community when they call for help.
We deal with medical patients, we deal with all kinds of sorts of things and all kinds of different people.
I enjoy getting the calls of, hey, I need gas, can you bring me a gas can?
We're always involved in stuff and just trying to invest in our community and make it better.
Glasgow's always been my home. This is where I was born and raised, and this is where I'll stay.
Refine, revitalize, and restore with great gifts for any occasion. Glasgow's premier med spa, R Plus, is here to help you enhance your self-image by celebrating your unique beauty. Shop from the brands we love at our retail store, or purchase a gift certificate for any of our services, from hydrofacials and skin pen to laser treatments and massage therapy. Pamper your loved one today with the gift of care from R Plus Med Spa in Glasgow.
The Sustainable Glasgow, Kentucky Proud Bounty of the Barons Farmers Market has begun and is every Saturday from 8 a.m. till noon on the courthouse lawn in downtown Glasgow. Expect to find an array of fresh vegetables, meats, breads, baked goods, plants, and crafts, all from farmers and local producers. So join your friends and neighbors Saturday mornings, and thank you to our community partners South Central Bank, T.J. Simpson Community Hospital, Kentucky Proud and Sustainable Glasgow, local foods, local folks, local music.
Weather from the WCLU Weather Center. Brought to you by South Central Bank.
You work hard for your money. It's time your money does some of the work. And South Central Bank has created a way for that to start happening today. South Central Bank has announced CD rates that will get your money into the workforce. A 21-month CD with an APY of 2.50% is now available. That's right, a 21-month CD that pays 2.50%. Available now from South Central Bank. Need a shorter term? Well, the 9-month CD pays 1.5% APY. Minimum deposit $500. Come into any South Central Bank today and make it happen. Member FDIC. Penalty for early withdrawal may apply.
All right, in the WCLU Forecast Center, we're waking up with a temperature reading of, what is that down there, 41 degrees? That's right, 41 degrees is where we are this morning, and the sun is going to shine and warm us all the way up to 73 today. Clear tonight, a low 42. Wednesday, a sunny day, a high of 75. Wednesday night, mostly clear, low of 47. Thursday, sunshine and 81 degrees. The WCLU constant coverage and studio radar screen, nice and quiet this morning. Barometer is way up at 3019, 100% humidity. Northeast winds at 4 miles an hour. No rain in the bucket. We're at 41. It's 34 at Somerset. I talked to somebody earlier this morning who had come through Somerset through the night, and they said it was 32 on the car thermometer in Somerset. So that confirms over there in Pulaski County just a wee bit of a cool snap in there. We're looking at 41 degrees this morning from WCLU. Let's enjoy the day together. Weather brought to you by your friends at South Central Bank. Speaking of cold weather, Glasgow Building Supply is fully stocked. I'm talking fully stocked with sorghum molasses. You think about building things at Glasgow Building Supply, and they have done a whole lot of building there for a whole lot of folks. So why don't we just build a way to have a good breakfast on a cold morning, a hot biscuit, and the best tasting sorghum molasses you've ever tasted. Comes out of parts unknown, as they used to say on the wrestling matches, parts of unknown out of Allen County. Jimmy Holloway goes up there. He knows where to go. He's got a little map drawn out in pencil on a piece of paper that shows him how to get up there. And he'd love you to come down there and try some today. Sorghum molasses and lots of good things at the Building Supply.
For over 25 years, Window World has provided quality products for homeowners around the country. Every window we sell is custom made for optimal energy efficiency and superior durability. Plus, the vinyl finish means they will never need painting. Just like our windows, entry doors from Window World are made to last, featuring a durable composite frame that will never rot. When it comes time to replace your windows or doors, trust Window World. Call 270-780-9600.
Simply the best for less. Window World.
Little Caesars presents delicious duos like bacon and eggs, spaghetti and meatballs, and of course peanut butter and jelly. Now, Little Caesars brings you a large, hot and ready slices and sticks. A delicious duo featuring 4 slices of pepperoni pizza, together with 8 tasty slices of Italian cheese sticks, plus crazy sauce for only $6. Little Caesars hot and ready slices and sticks is just $6. Available every day when you walk in between 4 and 8 at Little Caesars.
Pizza. At participating locations plus tax. Prices may vary.
Why don't you win a pizza? All you got to do is show your smarts. As we ask the question, 651-9149, 800-956-1023. That's the pathway you take to get to us. All I need to do is give you the question. As what type of beans are chickpeas, also known as? You know these little chickpeas? Cute little chickpeas? Well, they actually go by a type of a bean. What kind of bean would you buy if you're out to buy chickpeas? Hello, trivia.
Is it garbanzo beans?
I believe it is. Who is this speaking?
Sarah Poland.
Hello, Sarah Poland. How are you doing?
I'm good.
Now, tell me this. I don't know much about cooking, so what would you buy garbanzo beans to cook, Sarah Poland?
I have no idea.
Okay, so we'll put this down. Sarah Poland needs a good recipe for garbanzo beans or chickpeas. But see, you know what they are, don't you? You ever tasted one?
Yeah, I know what they are. No, not that I can recall.
Yeah, well, I mean, it's not a memorable taste, I don't think. I mean, they're good. They're kind of there. They kind of got a funny texture, and I've mostly had chickpeas in some sort of a salad, but nonetheless, the interesting history of chickpeas, also known as garbanzo beans, Sarah Poland, and you can actually probably up there at Little Caesars when you get your pizza, they might be able to throw a few garbanzo beans on there for you. You think?
Oh, I don't think so.
Okay. Well, listen, I'm going to get your address. Hold on one second right there, Sarah Poland. Thank you for showing your smarts right here about some grocery things today. Chickpeas are also known as garbanzo beans. And I've actually seen them in the store, Sarah, under both names. So I guess so you don't get confused. Have a good day, ma'am. Hang on, I'll get your address, okay?
Thanks.
Sarah Poland. She wins trivia today. Garbanzo beans. That's another name for chickpeas. We'll play tomorrow, please.
Bowling Green. Does $1,800 a year to spend on everyday needs like food and over-the-counter products or to pay for utility bills sound good? Then ask about a United Healthcare Dual Complete plan. You'll keep all your Medicaid benefits and get more benefits at no cost to you. Call United Healthcare today at 1-855-UHC-MORE. That's 1-855-UHC-MORE. Benefits, features, and/or devices vary by plan and area. Limitations and exclusions apply. Food, OTC, and utility benefits have expiration time frames. Call your plan or review your evidence of coverage EOC for more information.
Good morning from Forever Communications. WCLU Glasgow, W276VO Glasgow, WLLI Muffordville, WLYE Glasgow, W253BN Glasgow. Good morning live.
CBS News Special Report. CBS News confirms at least 103 deaths now attributed to Hurricane Ian, and search crews continue to go door to door, searching for survivors and more possible victims. A week after the storm slammed into Fort Myers, correspondent Chris Van Cleave spoke to Lee County Sheriff Carmine Marceno.
She said 800 rescues, which is a huge number. It raises the question, did the evacuation order work, and should it have been issued sooner?
We got that message out at the right time. Now, whether people listen to it, we can't force people out of their homes.
More than 440,000 homes and businesses still have no power. CBS's Christian Benavidez is in Fort Myers Beach.
The goal is to get the power back for those communities that still have the infrastructure in order to do so by Sunday. For those communities that don't, there is no set time.
President Biden surveys the damage tomorrow. CBS News Special Report. I'm Deborah Rodriguez.
Injuries and illnesses that require immediate attention can happen anytime, any day of the week. That's why TJ Urgent Care is open daily, 7 a.m. to 7 p.m. Their team of doctors and nurse practitioners are highly trained in caring for your family's urgent health care needs. With on-site lab, radiology, and pharmacy, TJ Urgent Care provides the ultimate convenience. No appointment is needed, and TJ Urgent Care is open 7 days a week. TJ Urgent Care, located at the TJ Health Pavilion in Glasgow. TJ Urgent Care, total local care.
You work hard for your money. It's time your money does some of the work. And South Central Bank has created a way for that to start happening today. South Central Bank has announced CD rates that will get your money into the workforce. A 21-month CD with an APY of 2.50% is now available. That's right, a 21-month CD that pays 2.50% available now from South Central Bank. Need a shorter term? Well, the 9-month CD pays 1.5% APY. Minimum deposit $500. Come into any South Central Bank today and make it happen. Member FDIC. Penalty for early withdrawal may apply.
Good day. It's Tuesday, October 4th, 2022. 41 degrees at 7:12. Good morning to you, and welcome into WCLU Local News. Lots to go over today. First, on that forecast, looks like a beautiful day in store today here locally. We do have highs getting up to about 73, 74 degrees, somewhere in that range. We are going to peak out on Thursday, it looks like, in the 80s, but that means we're only going to tip there. We'll come back down on Friday, it looks like, into the 60s only as a high. So keep that in mind moving through the rest of the week. Looks like as far as a rain forecast goes, looks like there's none in the forecast, at least for the next several days. In news this hour, the Kentucky Transportation Cabinet says several ongoing road projects will likely cause an impact this week on your commute. There are several of those going on in Barron County, so let's get straight to those first. That Kentucky 90 project, it's ongoing there along Burkesville Road, and if you've been out that region there, you know that that is, of course, full of construction. They are working to create a bypass around the 88 community, and hopefully by next spring they will have this complete. This project is going from the Fallen Timber Creek Bridge, which is there along Nobob Road, or highway number if you prefer, Kentucky 839, and runs all the way to the Metcalfe County line there. So keep that in mind. That's on Kentucky 90. Also on South Fork Road this week, it's a highway safety improvement project that's happening there, extending north to US 31E all the way from Bayless Road, and that is a resurfacing project making improvements to several roadside features like curved super elevations and drainage structures, do look out for flaggers in that area. And along Roseville Road this week, or Kentucky 249, it's a pavement repair and resurfacing project that's going on there at the north end of Skaggs Creek Bridge. Extends all the way north there to the intersection of US 31E crossing. In Metcalfe County this week, be aware on Glasgow Road, it's mile point 5.0 to 6.3. That is US 68. That's beginning from Depp Road and extending east to Kentucky 3234. It is a resurfacing project. Crews are expected to be working both day and night to complete that project. And of course, Interstate 65, still that rehabilitation and resurfacing project. It's continuing all the way there from the exit 6 ramp on I-65 at Kentucky 100, and work is taking place during the daytime, and the signals are being placed on flash, they say. So again, keep that in mind there as you're traveling from the 0-point mile marker to the 14. So pretty much that entire stretch of Simpson County to Warren County there from the Tennessee state line. They are still working there in the southern portion of the state. Those delays, they're still possible this morning. Of course, there's a number of other things going on across the region, in Bowling Green particularly, along Nashville Road, US 31W bypass. You can find all this info at our website, WCLUradio.com. Yesterday, Lieutenant Governor Jacqueline Coleman announcing $1.5 million was being given to Metcalfe County for 4 projects there, and that's to improve infrastructure by providing clean water and constructing a new food bank distribution center. Those projects are the following: $986,000 in Community Block Development Grant Coronavirus Response Funds. Those are heading to the George K. Bowling Park Food Pantry Project. That'll go toward building a new food pantry there at that park. Rockland Mills Road Waterline Extension is getting $84,210. That's from the Cleaner Water Program, and that's going to the Green Taylor Water District, constructing 8,000 feet of water line along Rockland Mills Road. And finally, the city of Edmonton and Metcalfe County waterline extensions, they'll get $497,961 from that Cleaner Water Program to use for this, and this is going to the city of Edmonton to construct water lines there along Gordon Branch Road and Chris Harper Road. The city is going to be using that money to build 7,700 feet of 3-inch water mains along Gordon Branch Road, and the project, it will be providing service to 5 unserved homes. They'll also be using the rest of that funding to build 4,100 feet of 3-inch water mains along Chris Harper Road, and again, that's going to be there for underserved or unserved homes there in that area. And an interesting community event for next week. Glasgow Police says they're hosting a free community basketball game. That's Monday, October 10th, to commemorate the National Faith and Blue Weekend national event. Now, this game, it's going to be hosted at the Hero Center here in Glasgow at 100 Cheatham Street, and that begins at 6:30 p.m. Again, that's Monday, October 10th. Now, the game, it will consist of local law enforcement officers, firefighters, and community leaders. That game, it's free of charge, but any donations given that evening, they're going to be going toward the Ralph Bunche Community Center. Now, Faith and Blue Weekend, it is a national event with activities across communities to seek to bring together law enforcement and area residents, building connections and creating mutual understanding. Glasgow Police says in a news release, quote, "The purpose of National Faith and Blue Weekend is to create safer and stronger communities by connecting law enforcement officers and the residents they protect and serve." And child abuse cases in the state, they did drop between 2019 and 2020. But get this, Kentucky still ranks 5th among states for incidents of child maltreatment. That's according to the latest federal data. Nadia Ramlagan reports on how to spot those warning signs for child abuse.
As a pediatrician specializing in child abuse cases with the University of Kentucky's Division of Forensic Medicine, Dr. Kelsey Gregory says the medical community uses what's known as the 10-4 rule. That's identifying bruising on the torso, ears, and neck on children under age 4, and bruising anywhere on an infant as a red flag. She adds, in Kentucky, state law requires all adults to report suspected cases of abuse.
Anyone has the ability to intervene on the behalf of a child by making a report to either DCBS or law enforcement, and really identifying those children early and and intervening with those agencies really has the potential of preventing serious harm and death.
In addition to the 10-4 rule, experts have developed FACES-P, which stands for frenulum, the tissue that connects the mouth to gums, the angle of the jaw, cheek, eyelid, and sclera, or whites of the eyes, and P for patterned injuries on a child's skin, as other warning signs. This week, COSAIR Charities and the Face It movement are hosting free virtual and in-person training on the 10-4 FACES-P bruising rule. For more information, visit faceitmovement.org. Nadia Ramlagan reporting.
All right, thank you for that important report there. And finally today, former Kentucky lawmaker Robert Goforth has been sentenced to 2 years and 1 month in federal prison for healthcare fraud and money laundering. Media outlets report Goforth also faces 2 years of supervised release. Goforth resigned from the Kentucky House in 2021. He ran unsuccessfully for that Republican nomination for governor just 3 years ago. Goforth pleaded guilty this year, and he admitted that a pharmacy he owned built insurance programs, including Medicare and Medicaid, for prescriptions customers didn't pick up. His plea agreement says the pharmacy multiplied profits by buying a dose of medicine once and effectively selling it multiple times. 7:20 now. It's 41 degrees. When we return, more of a look of news from around the state. You're listening to WCLU News. It's Tuesday, October 4th.
When we lost Frank, we lost a good friend. Father, husband, colleague, and coach. He meant a lot to all of us. Today, we had a chance to tell him that.
When someone close to you passes on, you want to commemorate their life in a special way. That's why individual requests are such an important part of our funeral services. We strive to meet your specific needs for the most fitting service for your loved ones. A.F. Crow & Son Funeral Home, a celebration of love.
Healthcare changes all the time, but at Hatchet Home Medical, we're a consistent friend to help you navigate the road to good health. We are your headquarters for all types of equipment and supplies to let you recuperate at home, and we keep up with all the changes. So let us file the paperwork for insurance reimbursement. Hatchet Home Medical's huge showroom and warehouse on Park Avenue in Glasgow lets us stock what you need, and our trained technicians are courteous and helpful when setting up and instructing you or your caretakers. We feature a 24-hour on-call phone number to help in emergencies. And remember, all healthcare professionals, Hatchet's Home Medical has the area's largest selection of nurses' uniforms and supplies, featuring the best of name brands. Whether you need a wheelchair, walker, hospital bed, or other assistive device, the name to remember is Hatchet Home Medical in the Park Avenue Shopping Center in Glasgow. Phone 651-9551.
You have 100.
Welcome back into WCLU Local News here on Tuesday, October 4th, 7:22 now and 41 degrees. Checking in that weather forecast today. Looks like a beautiful day in store, so be sure to enjoy that today. What are you preparing for? It's sunny and a high near 73. Tonight, clear, a low around 41. Looking ahead toward the rest of the week, beautiful all week long. On Thursday, we will get a little bit more summery out there, 81 degrees and sunny, but looking toward the rest of the week, even the weekend, highs are only in the 60s. At this point, Saturday's high, 64 degrees, so that will make a beautiful fall day, really get you in that mood. Looking ahead toward next week, already we're seeing highs there topping out at about 74 degrees for Columbus Day next Monday. In more news this hour, Democrat Charles Booker has railed against Republican U.S. Senator Rand Paul as a barrier to progress in a solo appearance on a statewide television network. Booker touted his plans to expand health care access, defended his support for abortion rights, and said policymakers must deal with climate chaos that he linked to monster storms. With about a month left in the fall campaign, the Democratic Senate challenger had the stage to himself during the half-hour candidate program Monday evening on Kentucky Educational Television. Paul was invited to debate Booker, but he did not participate. Paul is seeking a third Senate term in November. The Kentucky Council on Post-Secondary Education has released a statewide plan aimed at removing barriers preventing adults from returning to college or enrolling for the first time. Kentucky has one of the nation's lowest workforce participation rates. CPE President Aaron Thompson says a big factor is the skills gap among working-age people. The council unveiled the plan on Monday to increase adult accessibility to higher education. The plan calls for a one-stop student information portal with adult learner information. That's including available financial aid. The plan also proposes expanding financial assistance and simplifying admissions. And finally, today, we understand that the U.S. Supreme Court is going to be hearing 2 cases seeking to hold social media companies financially responsible for terrorist attacks. In those cases, relatives of people killed in terrorist attacks in France and Turkey have sued Google, Twitter, and Facebook. The families say the social media sites help terrorists spread their message and radicalize new recruits. The cases are seen as an important test of a federal law that generally exempts Internet companies from being held to blame for material that users post online. 7:24 now and 41 degrees. Have a great Tuesday. I'm Brennan Crane.
What QC Kinetics is doing for people here is nothing short of amazing. I'm talking about real lasting relief from joint pain. Hey, it's James Coates. QC Kinetics is the nation's leader in exciting new pain treatments with advanced regenerative medicine, non-surgical alternatives. So if you're living with joint pain from injury or arthritis, don't let them tell you steroids and pain meds and surgery are your only options. QC Kinetics uses regenerative treatments that can restore and repair damaged tissue. Maybe you've been diagnosed with bone-on-bone arthritis and been told you need a replacement. Call QC Kinetics now for an alternative way to deal with the pain. These amazing protocols work with pain caused by injury as well, like a torn meniscus or rotator cuff. Call QC Kinetics now. Don't keep living with the pain. Learn how regenerative medicine can give you your life back with no drugs and no surgery. Call QC Kinetics for a free consultation, 270-974-4500, 270-974-4500. That's QC Kinetics, 270-974-4500.
At the University of Louisville, we don't just live in the city lives within us, giving us purpose. Students, educators, researchers, yes. But more than that, Cardinals are the flag bearers of a more worthy tomorrow, making impacts that make a difference, leading the charge to help a better world take flight, here and beyond. Learn more at louisville.edu.
Catch Brennan Crane's local news coverage weekdays exclusively on WCLU Radio. Good Morning Live at WCLUradio.com and Facebook.
This is the Kentucky News Network.
Former Kentucky state lawmaker Robert Goforth, pleading guilty to health care fraud and money laundering, will be spending 2 years in prison and paying nearly $3 million in restitution. That for the prescriptions at the pharmacy he owned. Federal prosecutors say those prescriptions were never picked up, but were sold again. The former Scott County coroner sentenced for stealing guns and ammo from Kentucky State Police.
John Goebel pled guilty to perjury in September and was sentenced to 1 year, probated for 5 years. He's already serving 1 year of home incarceration for a federal conspiracy charge. Goebel is represented by Fred Peters, who tells WKYT,
"This is the first time Mr. Goebel's ever been in trouble, including the federal thing, which involved the same set of facts. His health is not very well. He's 69 years of age, and he has resigned, so I think the sentence was very appropriate."
Goebel and 2 Kentucky State Police officials were arrested in 2018 for taking part in a scheme to steal guns and ammunition belonging to KSP. Haley Hansen.
A family in Fleming County is searching for a man who has been missing for almost 5 months. Charles Prater has not been seen since May 9th, and his family is still waiting for him to come home. Police say there has been no activity on his phone since that day or from his bank accounts. There is a $5,000 reward for information leading to Prater being found. Vine Grove Police Department's introducing Kentucky's first Narcan vending machine is seen as a way to cut down on the number of overdoses. The department, however, didn't expect the machine to be empty of contents within 24 hours. The machine distributes a 2-dose box of Narcan and also literature about treatment and recovery. I'm Sean McCormick.
This is the Kentucky News Network.
My brother-in-law died suddenly, and now my sister and her kids have to sell their home. That's why I told my husband we could not put off getting life insurance any longer. An agent offered us a 10-year, $500,000 policy for nearly $50 a month. Then we called SelectQuote. SelectQuote found us identical coverage for only $19 a month, a savings of $369 a year.
Whether you need a $500,000 policy or a $5 million policy, SelectQuote could save you more than 50% on term life insurance.
For your free quote, call SelectQuote at 1-800-635-3311. That's 1-800-635-3311. Or go to SelectQuote.com. 1-800-635-3311. That's 1-800-635-3311.
SelectQuote. We shop. You save. Full details on example policy.
Southern Kentucky Tire Pros does more than just tires. They maximize the love of being behind the wheel. They offer top brands of tires with road hazard coverage available for 3 years at as little as $15 a tire. Plus, the Hunter Hawkeye Elite Alignment Machine is the most accurate four-wheel alignment in the area and the only rack in town that can fit dualies. Drive with confidence knowing wherever you go, Southern Kentucky Tire Pros will help take you there. Go see Foster and everyone at family-owned and operated Southern Kentucky Tire Pros, 1004 Happy Valley Road, Glasgow.
Here's the score from the Kentucky News Network. I'm Scott Fitzgerald. Well, the National Football League wrapping up its week in NoCal last night.
It is caught by Deebo Samuel. Breaks a tackle 40. Deebo 35-30, 25-20. Breaks another tackle 15-10. 5. Touchdown! San Francisco!
Yeah, the call on KMBR, Deebo Samuel runs out a 57-yard touchdown reception. That gave the Niners a 14-6 lead over the Rams. They would win 24-9. They moved to 2-2 on the season. The Rams fall to 2-2. The Bengals are back to work today as they prepare to head to Baltimore for an AFC North showdown against the Ravens on Sunday. It's a prime time affair on Sunday Night Football. It'll kick off at 8:20 on NBC. It's also back to work for the 13th ranked Kentucky Wildcats. That is, they play host to 3-2 South Carolina on Saturday. Last night on the Coach Mark Stoops show, heard throughout the Commonwealth, the coach talked with Tom Leach about having his running back Chris Rodriguez back from suspension after the running back tallied a touchdown in the loss at Ole Miss.
You know, there's a big difference when he's getting hit at the line of scrimmage and it's, you know, and he could make a mess and get 4 or 5 yards instead of 2nd and 10 and 2nd and 5. There's a big difference there. So he was very efficient, good in the pass game as well, with screens and checkdowns, and so, you know, it's definitely good to have him back.
And the Major League Baseball postseason now taking shape.
The 3-2 pitch. Swinging a fly ball. Shallow center field. Coming on is Marsh. Still coming on. Makes the catch. The ball game is over. The drought is over after 11 seasons. The Philadelphia Phillies are going back to the postseason.
Tom McCarthy on NBC Sports Philadelphia after the Phillies won 3-0 in Houston. They're going in as a wild card. Meanwhile, in the National League East, the Mets and Nationals were rained out while the Braves lost to the Marlins 4-0. That means New York is a game and a half within the Braves for the NL East. I'm Scott Fitzgerald.
This is the Kentucky News Network.
Your annual homecoming tailgate party was a rousing success. You caught up with your weird cousin Phil. You and your buddy Dave were crowned cornhole champions. Your famous potato salad drew rave reviews. The home team even won. But the best part was what didn't happen. You didn't drive home buzzed. You got a ride home from your cousin Phil, who may be weird, but also definitely sober. Drive sober or get pulled over. Paid with funds through the Kentucky Office of Highway Safety.
I grow corn and beans, and I raise cattle. What I do is good for people, good for Kentucky. And what I don't do is good for the environment. I don't let fertilizer, chemicals, manure, or good farmland run off into the creek. And you know what? Turns out that also makes me more productive and more efficient. If you're a farmer, develop an ag water quality plan. It's never been easier. Go to eec.ky.gov/.
Weather brought to you by Peggy Tuck Edwards and Private Caregiver Referral Services. When roles reverse in later years, when child becomes caretaker, when the needs of a parent become most important, it's comforting to know there is help along the way. Sometimes our elders just need a little company and companionship, and it's our duty to see that those needs are met, whether at home, assisted living, or a nursing home facility. Peggy and her network of compassionate caregivers are ready to meet you and your loved one's needs. Call 670-7062.
We've been talking about the weather, and it's nice out there. We've started to warm up just a little bit. 43 degrees. The cold spot was over at Somerset this morning at 34. So where are we going from here? Up. Sunny and 73. Tonight clear and 42. Sunny on Wednesday, a high of 75. Wednesday night clear, a low of 47. Thursday, a sunny day, and a high up to 81 degrees. Pressure's at 3019, 100% humidity. No rain in the bucket, 43 now. WCLU 734. The weather is brought to you by Peggy Tuck Edwards, private caregiver referral services. Peggy will talk to you on the phone this morning at 270-670-7062.
Now that the school year is underway, do you know how your child is doing in math? At Mathnasium, each student is provided with a customized learning plan based on an individual assessment. They'll get the live face-to-face instruction they need, either in center or online, to accelerate their math skills and take on the rest of the school year with confidence. Join over 1 million parents who have trusted Mathnasium to give their children an edge in math. To learn more and to schedule a free consultation, visit us at mathnasium.com. Mathnasium, we're changing lives through math.
At Metro by T-Mobile, you can save more. Choose from the largest selection of free 5G phones from brands you love, like Samsung, with one line of unlimited 5G for $40, period. Taxes and fees included. That's the lowest price in prepaid. Switch now and get both to save more, only at Metro. If congested, the fraction of users greater than 35 gigabytes per month may notice reduced speeds, and Metro customers may notice reduced speeds versus T-Mobile due to prioritization. Video streams in SD requires eligible port-in. See store for details.
2000, 2008, 2022. When it comes to the economy, those are some scary years. .com crash, housing crash, and the roller coaster we're going through right now. It's a dangerous time to not know your numbers. But over 31,000 businesses have the confidence and clarity they need because they rely on NetSuite by Oracle, the #1 cloud financial system. NetSuite gives you visibility and control of financials, inventory, HR, planning, and budgeting. Manage risk, get reliable forecasts, improve margins. Everything you need all in one place. So, how do you prepare for uncertain times? The answer, NetSuite. NetSuite helps you identify rising costs, automate your business processes, and easily see where to save money. That's why 93% of customers say they improved their visibility and control when they upgraded to NetSuite. What are you waiting for? NetSuite is offering a one-of-a-kind flexible financing program. Head to netsuite.com/advantage. netsuite.com/advantage.
Guys, are you getting up multiple times a night to use the bathroom? As we get older, so do our prostates, and that can mean urinary problems that affect our sleep and quality of life. Life is better outside the bathroom. Real Health's Prostate Complete can help you relieve those annoying and painful prostate symptoms. Available at Walmart or visit realhealth.com for more information and to order yours today. Try it risk-free with our 120-day money-back guarantee. These statements have not been evaluated by the FDA. This product is not intended to diagnose, treat, or cure any disease.
Highland Pharmacy on Rogers Road in Glasgow has been a community favorite since 2012, and there's a reason for that. They consistently offer a wide range of customized services, quality care, and a commitment to you. Over-the-counter COVID tests are available and can be billed to most insurance carriers. You can also receive the COVID vaccine at Highland Pharmacy. Register at highland-pharmacy.com. That's highland-pharmacy.com. Highland Pharmacy, a community favorite since 2012.
Now that the school year is underway, do you know how your child is doing in math? At Mathnasium, each student is provided with a customized learning plan based on an individual assessment. They'll get the live face-to-face instruction they need, either in center or online, to accelerate their math skills and take on the rest of the school year with confidence. Join over 1 million parents who have trusted Mathnasium to give their children an edge in math. To learn more and to schedule a free consultation, visit us at mathnasium.com. Mathnasium, we're changing lives through math.
Here's what we got to do. We got to get over here and talk about birthdays today. We got a bunch of nice folks who are celebrating birthdays today. Let me just tell you who they are. We have Cody Richardson celebrating a big birthday. Lily Sherfy, Ashley McFarland, Yvonne Bartley, Mike Paget, Corey Witcher. We have Briley Grace Jesse. Briley, your great-great-grandmother called in to wish you a happy 6th birthday today. What about that? I told you about Ashley McFarland's birthday, but did I tell you her dad called that in? Yeah, I want to get Ashley McFarland on there, too, from Dad. We've got Austin Maroney, Pam Wingfield, Donald Edwards, Bob Stone, Bots Walker, Jennifer Logston with a birthday. Ben Jackson has a birthday today, too. What about that? We have a couple of couples having silver wedding anniversaries today, too. And here we go. It is Ron and Cindy Bowman. The Bowmans have their 25th wedding anniversary. And we have Jason and Sherry Perry. It's the Perrys' 25th wedding anniversary today, too. What about that? 651-9149, 800-956-1023. And online, we are here for you at WCLUradio.com. Next hour, a birthday cake from Dairy Queen is given away. And next hour, a beautiful rose from Greer's Florist is going to be given away. So let's get those names in here so we can have those in the big drawing for the big giveaway. You know, we talk about nominating good as gold persons. We have a lot of retirees, a lot of anniversaries, a lot of birthdays. People called in to be patted on the back. I love it when somebody just submits somebody who needs a pat on the back because they're a good person. And that's what's happening today. Today it is Kay Shipley Day on the radio. The person that submitted Kay Shipley's name says quite simply, she's a nice neighbor and friend. My goodness, I just get a good feeling just reading it. I'm going to read it again. Kay Shipley is a nice neighbor and friend. I'm not sure who submitted that, but I'm glad they did. So if you happen to see Kay Shipley around town today, it's certainly worth a pat on the back to anybody who's a nice neighbor and friend. Let's remind Kay that she is as good as gold, shall we? From WCLU and a little taste of Texas, where they look forward to celebrating whatever you have to celebrate soon.
My friend and I are taking a trip to Mexico this year, but neither of us speak Spanish. So we downloaded Babbel and started learning Spanish fast.
Want to get conversational in another language in as little as 3 weeks? Babbel's quick 10-minute lessons were designed by language experts to be the most efficient and effective way to learn a new language.
¿Cómo te llamas?
¿Cómo te llamas?
¿De dónde eres?
¿De dónde eres?
Babbel's interactive lessons are created by real language teachers and voiced by real native speakers using a modern conversation-based method. So in no time, you'll be speaking confidently about real-life topics in another language.
Nosotras vamos a México en 2 días y ahora hablamos español. Gracias, Babbel. Sí, muchas gracias.
Babbel, language for life. Celebrating 10 million subscriptions sold. Now try Babbel for free at Babbel.com. Just go to Babbel.com and start learning a new language today. That's Babbel.com. Babbel.com.
Ugh, why is this thing so slow?
Is your slow computer frustrating, but you don't want to pay the money for a new one? Well, check this out.
Hi, I'm Chris from Apollo PC. Nothing runs better than a new computer. Our refurbished models are practically good as new. Right now, get a complete computer system with monitor, keyboard, mouse, and speakers running Windows 7 for only $300. Or if you prefer a laptop, we have fully refurbished models for only $250. And we wouldn't put the Apollo name on it if they weren't top-notch.
Search faster with Apollo PC. Chain Drive in Glasgow next to Sweetheart Bakery.
43 degrees, 742, WCLU Good Morning Live. We are going to go west, down West Main Street, up to the place, the home of Bobby Lee. Hurt, that is. How you doing, Bobby Lee?
Doing well this morning, Henry. Hope you're doing the same.
I can't get down as low as Richard Sterling can get.
Hey, what? You got a good start on it. I think
that's right. A couple of octaves to go. So, things going good up there to Hurt Auto Sales today, sir?
They sure are. I tell you what, it's been great, Henry. We've got a lot of sales going on, a lot of cars coming in and going out. Mm-hmm. It's all good.
You know, I was thinking about this the other day. When you buy a car at Hurt Auto Sales, you're buying from somebody who's been out looking for your car a whole lot longer than you have. Because Bobby Lee wants to have on the lot what you're looking for the split second that you come looking. And you got to do a lot of preparatory work on that, don't you, sir?
We most certainly do, Henry. As a matter of fact, we've got a vehicle in this week that is really one of those that's hard to find. It's
okay.
A 2011 Camaro V6, bright red. It only has 4,000 miles on it. never been in the rain, and we got it priced to sell for just $22,900.
All right, now you had just a little bit of electrical interference there coming at us here. So I want you to repeat the whole thing one more time.
Hey, it's a 2011 Chevy Camaro, 6-cylinder, with only 4,000 miles on it, and it has never set in the rain. Never been in the rain.
My goodness. And I bet it's, what color is that thing?
It is fire engine red.
Oh.
Okay.
You should be hiding on the lot up there somewhere, right?
That's right. And with 4,000 miles on it, it's hard to find.
Yeah, that is. That's going to be a Marshall Bailey used to call cars like that cream puffs.
That's what it is. Hey, it's the elevation of cream puff.
Cream puff, a cream puff eclair extraordinaire.
That's right.
and it's a good price too on that one. Okay, see, that's just one example of how Bobby Lee is shopping for you. Let's get some more.
All right, we got a 2011 GMC Terrain, front-wheel drive, local trade, and we've got it priced to sell for only $6,900.
My goodness, you're a big believer in the reliability of Terrains. You've sold a ton of Terrains, and you still feel comfortable selling them. My goodness, what a great price.
That's right. Come in and check it out. And while you're checking things out, we've got a 2004 Cadillac Sedan DeVille.
Ooh.
And in excellent condition, local trade for only $3,900. Okay.
You remember that song, Diamond in the Back, Sunroof Top, Dig in the Scene, It's a Gangsta Lean? That was a Cadillac song about a Cadillac DeVille, I think.
That's right, and you still got it, Henry.
That's right. That's right. That's how old I am. I know old rap songs, but that was a great song about a Cadillac DeVille. You know.
It was a good song, and it would hold up today on this one here.
Yeah, that's right.
It's a sharp ride. It's perfect inside and out. Sure is.
So tell me the year and the price again.
04. $3,900.
My goodness, you can be leaning. You can have that gangster lean in operation before noon today. Just get up there to Hurt Auto Sales.
That's right. It won't take long.
That's
just
right.
A few minutes.
That's right.
Okay.
All right, that's 621 West Main Street. If you're driving on I-65, I do know I've tried this out on my own GPS. I've asked Siri, take me to Hurt Auto Sales. You know what? And it just pulls me right in the lot up there. So it works the same way from I-65. Tell it to bring you over here to Hurt Auto Sales, 621 West Main Street, and you're going to, it's just going to be, it's like you're going to come on a great big oasis of fabulous vehicles up there that Bobby Lee has hand-selected, hand-picked, that's going to fit your need.
That's right. Come on in today. We'll be here all day long and waiting for your arrival.
That's right. And the motto will be always in practice up there at Hurt Auto Sales. And that motto that Bobby Lee has built his business on is...
No pain when you trade with Hurt.
Have a good one, sir. Thank you.
Thank you, Henry.
Good morning, friends. Are you able to summarize in a single sentence the Bible's call on a believer's life? The backstory is God solving the problem of humanity's sin by sending Jesus to the cross, where he bore the punishment for your sins and mine.
All right.
The only proper response to this sacrifice and redempting love for us is for us to love God with all of our being. Jesus said at Mark 12, verses 29 and 30, the first of all the commandments is this, Hear, O Israel, the Lord our God, the Lord is one. And you shall love the Lord your God with all your heart, with all your soul, with all your mind, with all your strength. This is the first commandment. Jesus was really specific, saying we are to love God with our heart, our soul, our mind, and our strength. How can we possibly love God this deeply? Well, Deuteronomy 6 offers these tips. Have the word imprinted on your heart. Teach God's commands to your children. Have conversations about His truth at home. Talk about the gospel when you're traveling. And discuss God's goodness at bedtime, mealtime, and every morning. This is Danny Wyatt for the Refuge Church of Christ.
Thank you, Danny. 748 had WCLU. Good morning live as we move forward.
From the north, south, east, west, NEWS, here's the latest news.
Around the globe, up your street, it's Tidbit News. Things that don't make the headlines, but definitely make the news. We call it Tidbit News. Y'all okay over there today?
Morning, sir.
I'm
All right.
here.
There's James, right on time with the bell. And there's Brennan. Brennan's been up in the newsroom hustling this morning for sure. A lot of local news, a lot of folks tuning in, wanting to know about all things going on.
Oh, yeah.
And this is the place where things going on can be found out about. Let me update here to trivia. Lisa Simpson Strange, she's a smart gal indeed, an excellent reporter, and she said, when I said I don't really know much about garbanzo beans or chickpeas, is when she says, well, haven't you ever had hummus? To which I've said, yes, I have, so much so that I don't care much for it. So, I mean, that's just a nice way of saying it, but nonetheless, apparently garbanzo beans or chickpeas are in hummus.
That's right.
I didn't know that.
Wait a minute. Listen to Brendan down there.
I did know that, and I do like hummus a little bit, but I've got to have like a flavored hummus. I don't like just the plain old hummus.
Well, that's what Lisa was saying. She likes some sort of peppers or spices or something in it. Yeah.
Exactly. I would agree with her. Hey, on the note of food today, I do want to let you all know today, it is National Taco Day.
Okay. Oh! Let's don't mess that up.
That's
Taco
right.
Tuesday.
It is Taco Tuesday, and now listen, it's annually observed on October 4th, meaning that it's not always on a Tuesday.
Yeah, it just works out really good, though.
It does for this year, so get yourself a taco today. And I do want to let you know as well, on the note of food, it's also Cinnamon Roll Day. So
dessert.
Can you do both of those in the same day?
Hey, I think you can.
Same meal.
Honestly,
That's
it wouldn't sound too bad.
Yeah,
wouldn't sound too bad.
That's right. How about a hummus taco?
Well, maybe.
That's a commitment for you, y'all.
It is.
I have to think about that one.
I don't know, like the proper way. I don't think maybe there's a proper way to eat hummus. I know a lot of people eat it, I think, on
crackers and stuff.
Yeah, I was about to say pita, but I don't think that's the right one. Naan, maybe. Yeah. I don't know.
Yeah. Ritz.
Yeah.
However you can get
Sitting
it down.
on the Ritz. the hummus on the Ritz. That's a song, too. I'm singing songs today, way off key. All right. So anyway, thank y'all for getting us inspired for the hummus. I'm sure there is breakfast hummus.
Oh, I'm sure.
There might be low-calorie sausage made out of hummus.
Low-calorie sausage.
Yeah, if there is such a thing.
Turkey sausage.
Those two are hard to do. Anyway, my lead story today is as follows.
Useless tidbit research.
Oh, boy.
Useless tidbit research. When you look at all the facts, it don't mean jack. It's useless tidbit research.
Yeah. All right, here we go with this story, y'all. A new study is out today that finds that the lack of sleep or sleep deprivation makes one stingy or less generous over time.
So that's what happened.
I believe
That's right. James came in and said, "You got a cup of coffee?" No. Because I hadn't had mine yet, so I'm feeling stingy.
Right.
There's a new study out finds a lack of sleep or sleep deprivation makes one stingy or less generous over time. This is a recent study. Even seemingly unimportant factors like recent sleep quality might have an impact on your willingness to assist others on a given day. It's been shown that lack of sleep causes generosity to decline.
I hadn't really noticed that. This has been the worst year for sleep for me personally in my life.
Yeah.
Have I been that way?
Well,
you bought me lunch once.
Less generous? You haven't been
have I been
very
stingy?
outgoing with your generosity. No, but you haven't been stingy, I don't think.
No, I don't know.
I haven't seen
think
it.
so.
3 distinct methods were used by researchers to measure how compassionate people were deprived of sleep were. 21 volunteers were denied sleep for 24 hours. This is before being asked whether they would be inclined to assist in a variety of situations like carrying a stranger's shopping bags or giving money. After a typical night's sleep, they invited the subjects to complete the altruism questionnaire again. Using MRI imaging, the researchers also looked at the levels of brain activity among the 21 subjects.
Well, you know, when you don't sleep right, you don't have energy to do those extra good deeds, maybe.
Next, prior to completing that same questionnaire, 171 volunteers who were recruited online kept a sleep diary. The researchers there discovered that participants who were fatigued performed worse on the altruism questionnaire in both experiments. This held true regardless of the empathy traits of the participant or whether the person they were expected to assist was a stranger or somebody they knew. So see, it sounds to me like whether we work with you or whether we just met you, we can be equally as stingy if we're sleep deprived.
You know, I think, I mean, I would believe that, but I don't really know if it has, I don't really know if it has something to do with your, you know, unwillingness to do anything anyway.
Yeah, or, I don't know.
You know.
Or just you don't feel good, maybe.
Well, finally, the researchers examined 3.8 million charitable donations made in the U.S. This is before and after the changeover of the clocks for summer. Listen to this. The implication is that it results in 1 hour less sleep for everybody, and donations fell by 10% during the days of the time change.
Stingy people.
That's, I mean, that's a fairly scientific study right there. That's
wow,
like, wait a minute, hey, get some sleep. Call me back when I have some sleep. I might give to your charity.
That's right.
Only the quality of sleep was correlated with a change in brain activity and not the quality of sleep. The good news is the effect is transient and goes away soon after we resume our regular sleeping patterns, which certainly qualifies it as
useless tidbit research.
Yep.
Useless tidbit research.
Yep.
When you look at all the facts, it don't mean jack. It's useless tidbit research.
It don't mean jack.
It
I
don't
like
mean
that.
jack. I mean,
love
you
that
know,
line,
I was really using my writing skills when I wrote that.
Is that
one.
you singing,
That
Henry?
is me. I'm singing both parts. That's the beauty of two-track computers. I can sing.
You sing very well.
I sing off key in two different keys. Not everybody can
At the
do
same
that,
time.
you know. That's right. Me and Ernest Tubb, that was about it.
Yeah, he could do it.
That's right.
Yeah, but let me say back on the sleep thing. It's just so hard to go to bed early with so many wonderful things on Netflix.
Well, I guess. I don't have that problem.
I don't either. You know, if I'm ready for bed, I'm ready.
That's right. I can't. Why? I'm not going to get into it. Shows that I've wait all week for to see, I fall asleep before they come on.
Yeah.
All right.
Well, you're still watching Welcome Back Kotter and stuff like that,
Yeah,
right?
that's right. I watch that. No, I tell you what,
Gilligan's
I watch
Island.
no, it's the overnight stuff on MeTV. I mean, I watch.
You're a huge MeTV fan.
Yeah, I watch Mannix.
Oh, yeah?
And I watch Cannon.
Cannon?
Weird stuff where they drive those 72 Mercuries that bounce when they put the brakes on. I don't know. It's a weird thing.
I like
okay?
Three's Company, okay?
Yeah. Okay, story number 2. After a long and successful career, Smokey Bear is retiring in an effort to change the way that people think about fire.
What's the world coming to?
Stefan Hood of the British Columbia Wildfire Service says they're trying to shift people's focus away from how to suppress the fire toward how to live with it. They're visualizing that change through the retirement of Smokey Bear and the introduction of their new mascot, Ember the Fox.
Oh, boy.
I've seen Ember the Fox. He looks like Carfax.
I have.
He's yellow, too.
I was asked the other day, why are they retiring Smokey the Bear? And I
Yeah.
said, I don't know. I mean, someone asked me that question. And I have no idea.
Because stopping forest fires it's not working.
Yeah.
So now we got to learn it's a different approach.
That's right. So
that's crazy.
So I'm thinking, I was trying to come up with a way to do this, but you remember the guy that did the voice of Smokey Bear, he had such a set of pipes.
Yeah.
And, but, you know, young announcers always want to be as, remember.
Right.
Remember, no one can prevent forest fires.
Yeah, it was such a deep monster voice.
That was only halfway there. Anyway, so I thought I'd share that with you. And one more real quick one right here before we get lost in things. Sometimes James is married and I'm married, and Brennan is not married.
Not yet.
But he has an absolutely wonderful companion. I'll say that. Mm-hmm. So give me some points there, Brennan. Okay.
I absolutely will.
Okay. Anyway, but anyway, this is out of Michigan. There's a guy in Michigan who found that being sent to the store by his wife, which I don't like to do, and James is sitting over there not knowing what to say.
I have to be careful here.
A Michigan man found being sent to the store by his wife to be a lucky turn of events. He bought a lottery ticket. He won $190,736 by going to the store for his wife.
I mean,
I'd go to the store every day if I could do that.
Preston Mackey is 46. He's from Marquette, Michigan. Said he wouldn't have bought the Fantasy 5 ticket from the Meyer store in Marquette if he hadn't been sent there by his wife. Quote, I was finishing up my day at work when my wife sent me a text message asking me to make a stop for groceries on my way home. He said, I usually don't play Fantasy 5 unless the jackpot is more than $200,000. How picky is that?
Yeah.
I don't need $150,000. It's $200,000. Anyway, but it was so close to that he played a ticket, and he checked the next day, and he had won the $190,736 jackpot.
Wow.
Thanks to his wife for sending him to the store.
Yes.
Now,
bless you, honey.
I'm sure that he's going to be willing to go back at any time.
Now, did she send him to buy the ticket, or he just bought a ticket?
Send him to get some stuff like, hey, we need some mustard and mayonnaise, or whatever, ice, whatever. Bring us some
hummus,
garbanzo
and pretzels.
Beans. That's right. But anyway, he bought the ticket.
Goodness.
And the ticket, hey, I'm here, I'll do it. Okay, darn, I didn't want to come anyway. Whoops, you won $190,736.
That'll put some beans on the table.
That's right. I think he's going back. But anyway, and that's what I have in the way of a tidbit news today. We have Smokey Bear retiring.
See you, Smokey.
The Michigan guy might retire. And
yeah, I'm sure he will.
and if there's somebody being stingy with you, before you give up on them, ask them how much sleep they've had. Okay, I'll come back. When you have 8 hours of sleep, I'll come back and try to sell you a raffle ticket on something.
I never get 8 hours of sleep.
And that's what we have today in the way of tidbit news.
This is your home for Glasgow's best variety. WCLU Glasgow. W276.